What's up, Internet? I am going to do a quick tutorial on gearing for endgame in Diablo 3. This is Season 15. Let's just hop into it, and I will kind of give you a rundown. So at the endgame, you are going to be mostly concerned with gearing. There's a couple ways to go about doing this. I have some examples here. The first one and easiest one I like to think
I've got some brand new
is
goods
the
you
roulette.
like.
And you can come over here to
Hello there.
Kadala. And you see down here we get blood shards. You get those for doing rifts, or I think they drop in bounties too, but not as much. You're going to get more of them doing rifts or greater rifts. And from here you can gamble on any one of these items. It's a good way to target items. However, it is completely random, so you're at the mercy of RNGesus. Depends on, so let's say, for example, I want a bracer. There's a lot of bracer types out there. There's a lot of legendary bracers to include set bracers. So you'll probably have a better chance at targeting them with the cube, but I'll get to that in a second. So,
See you soon.
see what we get here.
Ooh, that's
There
nice.
is no room.
Can I have it back?
So you see we got a lot of rares, couple uncommons, but we did manage to get some legendaries. And so this is kind of how it works. You can also get set pieces out of there. So there's a chance that you can get set pieces, which are these green ones here. But yeah, otherwise you're mostly going to get rares and blues. But since we have some rares, now I can explain how the cube works. So this is K-Nice Cube. If you do not have K-Nice Cube, you can find it... Yeah, okay. So you can find it in Act 3, up here at the ruins of Secheron. This is available in Adventure Mode, so you can come here in Adventure Mode. And I'll just give a quick example here, so it's not very long. So when you come down here to ruins of Secheron, you'll be out in this outdoor area, and you'll quickly enter this castle. Just like any other dungeon, continue going back and down into the castle, and eventually you'll come across the K-Nice Cube.
Give it more time.
Let's port back into town, and I can continue showing you guys. Oops. Forgot what town was there. Alright, so once you've acquired the K-Nice Cube, it will look like this. And you'll get your little Zoltan buddy here, will pop up. Click on the cube, and it brings up this menu. Now normally you will have nothing down here. So what these are powers that you can extract from legendaries. So for example, let's find one that we want. Let's see, let's do homing pads. You can click this little book down here, which brings up recipes. There are lots of different recipes here. However, the ones we're going to be worrying about are extract legendary power, upgrade rare item, and convert set item. There are other good ones here, like remove requirements, convert gems, all that sort of thing. But we are going to focus on this one right now. So, oops. First thing you do is really easy. You can go find these directly here if you want and drag them over, but it's much easier just to hit fill. And it'll fill them automatically. These are all ingredients that you can acquire from doing bounties, and the death suppress you get from doing elites, or rares, or bosses. I believe master level and higher. The higher the difficulty, the more you're going to get. You put your legendary over, hit transmute. Do you want to do that? Yes, we do. See, I've already extracted that one, and here I can show you. Homing pads, right here. So you can do it for rings, weapons, armor, rings. And that is how you do that. These are very important. You make sure you want to get the correct ones for the build you are trying to build. The next one we're going to look at today, right now, is the upgrade rare item. So just like before, we're going to do fill. It has what you need. We'll drop over our rare item and hit transmute.
Very well.
You see we got Ancient Parthian Defenders, which we already have over here, so this isn't actually a really good find. This is also completely random. It is very expensive at 25 death breaths. However, it is a good way to target legendaries and set items if you're trying to gear quickly. Play Kadalas, roulette, and do this in order to get your sets in a pretty timely manner. The other thing you can do is convert set item. What this will do is re-roll a set item that you may have a duplicate of. For example, I'm currently equipped the Pestilence gloves, or Pestilence set, excuse me, and I have a copy of the Pestilence gloves right here. Let's say I wanted another pants, or say I didn't have pants, and so I want the pants. What I can do is put in these. Keep in mind they cost 10 Death's Breath and 10 Forgotten Souls. Forgotten Souls are acquired by breaking down set items and legendaries.
Not your worst idea. Not
well,
quite.
I got the chest here, but that's okay. Could try to
I
read it
suppose
again.
that would work.
Well, I got the boots, and I'm out of Death's Breath, so I'd have to go and grind for more. But that is how that works. That's a really good way to get a complete set if you have duplicates. When I was doing my Barbarian, I had a whole bunch of Immortal King belts, and I didn't have any other piece of the set. So I just gathered up my belts, came over here, converted set items until I had a complete set, which worked out pretty good. So that covers the cube. The other thing I want to talk about is enchanting. So enchanting, the only time you really ever need to worry about, I mean, it's good to worry about it at endgame when you start, finessing and fine-tuning your character. But at the immediate, at a fresh 70 and you're trying to gear, what's important is that you have all 3 of your jewelries have sockets. I don't have any that I can show you as an example, but I can just pop this in and kind of show you that way. So first of all, you get legendary gems when you do greater rifts. You can level them up, I believe, indefinitely, but they might have a cap, I think, of maybe 150. So if it's not 150, then it's indefinitely. If it's not definitely, it's 150. Here we go. There's a bunch of different gems. At 25, they get an added ability. At rank 25, they get an added ability. And you want to get to that 25 as soon as possible, because sometimes they're imperative, like this particular build that I have right here. It's important that I have the 25 ability, which gives me a shield. That allows sustainability and higher level of rifts. So, we want to have our 3 legendary gems because they're powerful, but they only go on jewelry. But what if your jewelry doesn't have any sockets? Well, that's okay, because then we come over here to Miriam, the artisan in whatever she is, enchanter, transmorgifier, and say this ring here didn't have a socket. Oh, here, we can use one of these bracers, I guess, and just pretend it's a ring. Drop that bad boy over. You see here it's got a couple different stats on it that we can re-roll. If you click on the question mark here, it'll tell you what's in the pool that it could possibly be. So this one actually doesn't look like it has a socket. Let's check here. So there's no chance at all at being a socket. So let's try something else. Let's try this. See, it's got way more abilities. Let's pick one. Ah, yeah. So that has a chance of being a socket. So all jewelry will have a chance of being a socket, but I think it only applies to the first 3. The first 3 are often the most powerful, the third being kind of the least powerful out of the bunch. So you're always going to have something that's like damage or whatever your main core stat is, like intelligence, strength, dexterity, etc. If it's not the first one, that's probably in the second one. So these ones usually I don't touch, because more often than not they're exactly what I want them to be. Other than I would like them to be higher, which you can re-roll for if you want. So I only have 1 Death's Breath, so I'm not gonna. Well, I guess I can show you. So we'll hit replace this item. This is the one we want. As you can see, it has a chance at becoming a socket. Yes, we want to re-roll it. Ah, well, I didn't get a socket. So I can choose from any of these 3 to replace that one. Let's say Chains to Demon. And now it is locked down for that 3rd slot. So I can keep re-rolling that 3rd slot until I eventually get a socket, which is what you're going to want to do for your jewelry slots. These here, that would be both rings and necklace. Once they all have a socket, then you can equip your legendary gems. The guides I use to do my builds. Let me switch over real quick. So the guides I use to do my builds are Icy Veins guides. They are created by Dead Set, who's a high-level Diablo 3 player. He also has a stream that you can go and watch too. I am a Mythic World of Warcraft raider, and I've been using Icy Veins for, you know, different character builds for a long time. When I started playing Diablo 3, I popped over and started looking at the Diablo 3 builds. They've been pretty good. I have 3 of the top ones right now. I have the Necromancer, Corpse Lance, and Pestilence set. I'm running a Demon Hunter with the Sentry build, Natalia and Marauder combo hybrid build. And I'm running a Barbarian with Hammer of the Ancient King, or Hammer of the Ancients and Immortal King top tier set. And they've been really good for me. All 3 of them have been able to push high level greater rifts. Like pretty easy 70s and above up into the high 90s. So it works out pretty good. Would recommend them. They have everything you need here. The gear you're going to want. The gems you're going to want. And what you want in your cube. You can also go further reading, which will break down the recommended Paragon points spend, gems, and gear. I particularly like the skills and runes one because it goes into rotation. When I first built my Necromancer Corpse Lance build, I was pretty confused because it only gives you 1 attacking ability essentially, which is Corpse Lance. I mean, I guess technically Devour as well, but mostly Corpse Lance, and that was it. And so if you don't have corpses, you can't really blow them up to lance anything. And I was pretty confused on exactly what they wanted. That, and I know Land of the Dead gives you corpses, but it's got a pretty long, lengthy cooldown on it. So there's these short, powerful burst windows. Anyway, point being is that I was confused. So I came here to Icy Veins. I went down. I checked skills and runes, and it actually has a breakdown on how it's supposed to play and what you need to do to make it work. Really great tool. Would highly, highly recommend it for anyone who's unsure how to gear or what they're supposed to do at the end game. So go check it out. Once again, that's www.icy-veins.com, and you can come up here and just click on Diablo 2. It'll bring you to this menu here, and on this little drop-down caret, you can pick what you want. There's also nice guides on how to farm things, how to do efficient bounties, whatever you're really looking for. It's got it right here. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the flip side.